Matter of fact, when I went to college and university, a lot of students, some of you will be future students at MTSU, a lot of students say to me, how did you know you wanted to study mathematics or be a math major? And I said, well, I didn't. It took me about 3 or 4 different other areas before I came back to mathematics and decided to study mathematics. Things related to nursing, veterinary school, computer science, had a lot of different interests, and I think sometimes that goes back to some of the mathematics and the logic and the organization and the structure that sort of builds that foundation in studying mathematics. So I said I liked it so much, I eventually came back to it and decided to major in mathematics. I believe, and I hope that this may apply to all of you today, whether you're here on campus or off campus, that you need to look at your high school classes to sort of ask yourself, am I ready to think about studying mathematics or science or engineering or computer science when I get to university or college? And I think that if you focus in on taking math and science courses every year when you're in high school, then you'll be prepared when you come to university or college. It doesn't necessarily matter the detail or the breadth, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the high school subjects that I took, but I think that it's important for you as a student to look at sort of keeping that science and math in your curriculum throughout high school when you're studying. Of course, you'll have things like English and maybe some things related to world history and government, and believe it or not, those are important in mathematics as well. One of the reasons, too, why I chose to study mathematics, and really my focus went more into teaching of mathematics, is I'm a people person. I like talking, and I like helping people. And some of you may know that if you have a friend or a brother or sister or a relative, and you've had to help them with their studies, it can give you a really good feeling by helping people learn something that maybe they were either having difficulty with or that they didn't understand. And those are signs of people who oftentimes are interested to look at teaching as a focus on mathematics. So, what career options do math majors have? These are typically your traditional career options. Teacher is always a pick. And matter of fact, it's a great pick. I want to encourage anyone, if you like being around people and like helping children throughout any age group, it is a great career choice. Don't listen to some of the people who sort of badmouth teaching, and you have teachers here with you today, and it is a great profession and a great career choice. Actuarial science is a great career choice. Many math majors who leave MTSU in particular have gone on to work for big insurance companies or small insurance companies where they do actuarial science work. And a lot of that focus deals with insurance, and you study sort of trends and numbers and look for whether it be life insurance or birth policies and mortality rates. There's a lot involved in actuarial science. Mathematician, that can mean a lot of different things. But it might be someone who sits at a desk and sort of number crunches, or it might be someone who works as a team of individuals. Could be a university professor as you pursue graduate studies. Statistician. Statistician and actuarial science people sometimes have some overlap, but they deal with statistics. Operations research. What does that mean? Well, that you deal with looking at trends and sort of solving problems as part of a network of other groups that'll be working with their specific area, whether it be a problem related to science or space or technology or just sort of everyday kind of occurrences. And the last one, but not least, is graduate school. And I have many students who say to me, how can you talk about graduate school when you haven't even gotten finished with undergraduate school? Well, sometimes you'd be surprised if you really like something that you say to yourself, well, maybe I want to think about getting to the university level or working with other people, or again, industry likes people with advanced degrees in mathematics as well. So those are some of the traditional careers. Some of the other careers that target mathematics deal with computer programming, and we have someone here who's a computer specialist today on the panel. Engineering, we also have an engineer on the panel. Carpentry, building, architecture, all of those require some level of mathematics, and I do know individuals in these areas. Financial consultant. You all are too young to worry about the future and your finances, but you'll need a good financial consultant one day. Banking, traditional, maybe a little bit more banking. Law, you would be surprised how many lawyers got an undergraduate math degree or an engineering degree and then decided to go into law school. And there are a wide variety of supervisory positions, things related to medical fields, research fields, laboratories that are interested in bringing in math majors so that they can help do some interpretation with the number crunching and so forth. So, what do you need to do to prepare yourself? Traditionally, most people would say you need through calculus, but I would argue that you don't, because at MTSU I would say that most of our math majors usually end up taking pre-calculus or calculus before they graduate. Okay, so they may start at the calculus or pre-calculus even at university. And so it depends on where you're at, but if you do take a math course every year, most everyone will end up at least at the pre-calculus level. That's important. It will help you when you come into university to look at your advanced mathematics courses. You also should consider being sure to take your science courses. Don't overlook those because, again, those add credibility to your math major and will prepare you for your university courses. Biology, chemistry, and physics. If you can take physics, I would encourage you to take physics. There's a lot of physics embedded as well as chemistry in mathematics. And those sciences require the mathematics, so we're sort of partners together. Almost all schools now talk about technology. So it would be important that you sort of know how to use the technology. But if you're coming in as a math major, it's even twice as good if you know how to do something like using a graphing calculator and know how to use mathematics software. We're slowly getting schools on board with graphing calculators and technology. And probably, last but not least, is writing. I oftentimes laugh because I think a lot of people would say, well, and I was reading in one of the career books that I looked at, I picked mathematics because I wasn't good at writing. You know, well, it's not that way anymore. Everyone needs to be able to sort of be savvy with the English language, the written language, and the oral language. So that's important, particularly if you're going into industry or a job that requires a team group effort. You'll have to be able to talk or be able to work with the individuals. I'm just going to leave that contact information and encourage any of you, you'll have my slides, the audience that's here. If you're interested to talk about a math major, I'd be glad to speak to anyone. But I would like to encourage everyone that this book came out of the MTSU library, and it's available through MAA, Mathematical Association of America. And this has 101 careers in mathematics. And this book is an excellent book that talks in more detail about some job choices that people can make. And I think that it has a wide variety of individuals at the undergraduate level. Some of the individuals in this book have received masters and PhDs in mathematics. But it certainly opens your eyes to the wide variety of choices that students may have in studying mathematics. So I'm going to pass it back to the moderator and encourage questions later on in the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson.